Hi, Ian here, thanks for tuning in. In today's video I wanted to discuss how we create the width in the golf swing that we crave, we need. It's a really important part of the golf swing, which it really isn't taught that much, and I wanted to try and really demonstrate that to you in a clear and logical manner today. But as ever, if you like this content, please support my channel by subscribing. It's free to do so, and let's crack on. So in the golf swing, what we're trying to create, if we want to create power or generate power, is we want the swing to be wide. We want the club head to be traveling very wide in the backswing to create this big coil and provide us with much more power that we can return back to the ball with. So once we've took our setup, we're really trying to create width in the backswing. Now, to clarify this, your width is effectively from your chin to the end of your lead arm, or beginning of your wrist here, of my left hand for me. So I've got a distance here now from my chin to here. As I swing back, I'll just do it with my lead arm first. As I swing back, this distance remains the same. So this is the width. You started with a width, we need to maintain that. So this is the distance here maintained. It's still maintained. It's still maintained here, and still maintained here, and it's still maintained here, all the way to the top of the backswing. Now, if we can maintain that width that we started with, it doesn't matter if we want to load the wrists earlier in our backswing. For some, they prefer to do that. I know Sevi used to do that pretty much on all of his shots. So now, if I do this, I've got the same distance here, and I add on now some form of loading in and cocking in the wrists. This distance is the same. All I've done is add on more power. So we'll do that once more. Two hands now. So here the distance is the same. Here the distance is the same. Here the distance is the same, even though I've tried to load up now the power earlier in the backswing. Now, I'm not suggesting you must do that with the hands at this point. Some players do, some players don't. Some do it much later into their backswing. If you look at DeChambeau, he's incredibly wide into the backswing until the point he changes direction. So here, this will be more DeChambeau now, but this distance is still the same. I'm not trying to pull the shoulders out of joint to make the swing or the club even wider, because then I'm just going to hit the ground before the ball, which we don't want. So here, this would be the same. Here, this would be the same. And even when we get a full cocking of the wrists at the top, the distance from my chin to the end of my left wrist here, or lead wrists, so here from my chin to here, is consistent. So we're trying to maintain the width that we started with. It's going to provide much more consistency to your shots, because you're going to come back at the same point pretty much as to where you started. So again, we don't want to pull the shoulders out of joint, and we don't want to come in closer to our body either, because now this distance has now decreased. So I'm likely to top it now because that width has come tighter into me. I'm not going to reach the ball. So try this. You don't even need to hit a golf ball. You can just do it with one hand and swing it back, and this distance is the same. It then doesn't come in, so this distance is now too tight. It's far too narrow. It really will struggle to hit the ball from here. So work on that. trying to maintain the width, keep it constant, and just do half swings. Swing it, yeah, don't even have to use really any wrist here, and then maintain the width through and let the body join in with that movement, because the body movement is key in the golf swing. But if I pull that in, I'm now in such an awkward place. I can't really rely on any bodily motion. I've got to now manipulate the club back to the ball in order to salvage some kind of shot. So just practice that even without a ball, or if you go to the range, just hit a few small ones. You can control this. Once it goes up here and up here, you can't really see what you're doing, and here you can get a much better visualization of maintaining that width in your golf swing. It's really, really important. It's not that hard to try to get used to doing. And remember, if you do add the loading of the wrists into the backswing, you don't bring the club in towards you. You maintain the width that you started with. Anyway, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and until next time, thanks very much for watching.